that wherever you are, that mathematics has become a problem to many students, especially when it comes to primary students. Therefore, it is now my turn, and I have taken this opportunity to make sure that I change your study, I change your mathematics style, and make sure that you upgrade in mathematics so that you can actually get your dream of mathematics, and of course you can be a star when it comes to mathematics. Therefore, you have to be with me step by step, and make sure that whatever we say, you have to apply it in your home so that of course you can upgrade your mathematics. It is known many of you don't know how to study, how to start to do homework, and of course how to do mathematics. And we are going to even to tackle some of the difficult questions that we get that we see are problematic to you students. Therefore, dear parents and students, let's go. Continue. I say that I am Mr. Goge. I'm a teacher Goge, if you like. Before we tackle any question, we are going to see how can you be a good mathematics student. That is when you are studying mathematics in school or wherever you are. Number one, you must show yourself in the class. That means what? You must attend classes, because even if you have books, friends or whoever, there's no one who can explain to you the way, of course you can, the way a teacher can explain to you. Therefore, you have to show yourself in the class. Number two, understand the previous topic before tackling the other. Meaning what? A topic that you're getting today is the same as topic is built on the previous topic. Therefore, you have to understand the previous topic before going to the next one. Be patient in learning and don't allow your teacher to move out before you understand. Some people are so hurry up, in a hurry to make sure that they know something, to make sure that they even start getting themselves bored, or are not knowing. You have to be patient and practice them. Explain to other students at the level of your best. Be kind to other students. Always explain to other students what the teacher have taught you. Try to ask them questions and answers wherever you are. Therefore, you can make a group of discussion whereby you can be asking questions and answering questions. Do your homework the same day the homework is given. You have to do the homework the same day the homework is given, so that you don't have to lose the control of what was taught in class by the teacher. Therefore, before you go after that, you have to apply those things to make sure that you are good mathematical students in school and wherever you are. Therefore, let's go on to the fraction. I know fraction is a mathematics that, of course, sometimes it become difficult. And I don't want to see one thing. I don't want to see one thing. There is this question of a fraction that always come and say is what is the largest number? What is the largest fraction that is? This one, you may get a fraction like 1/8, 1/6, and 1/4. I don't have to say much on this, because you already see which is the bigger one. This is the big one, the large fraction. The large fraction. So when you are told to arrange the fraction according to the big one, or from the smallest to the largest one, you have to see how you have to see the number. The denominator is what? Meaning what? For example, 1/8. This, take an example of an orange. It is divided into 8 equal pieces, like the one that is here. An orange here, divided 8 pieces. 1/6, let's take another orange, divided 1/6. This one represents the whole orange, when it is not divided in any way. But 6 here represents the whole thing divided into 6 equal pieces. The same thing when it comes to 1/4. The whole orange divided to 1/4. Now, I want you to take this and compare and tell me which one is bigger. This one represents 1 over 4. And this one represents 1 over 6. And this one represents 1 over 6. The big orange is this one. And then the 1 over 4 is this one. Even if whatever you are, you can compare these oranges and tell me which one is bigger. You can see 1 over 4 is bigger than 1 over 6, and 1 over 6 is bigger than 1 over 8. So according to your eyes view, which one is bigger? Obvious is this one. So when you're coming to represent or to write from the smallest, arranging from the smallest to the largest one, you have to start from the biggest one. We have seen is this one. So from the largest, 1 over 4. This is very true because you have seen 1 over 4 is bigger according to how the orange is cut. 1 over 6 is bigger than 1 over 8. This is very true according to what we are seeing here. So 1 over 6, and from there 1 over 8. So 1 over, whenever you are told to arrange the fraction according to the number, you have to see the denominator. The smaller the denominator, the larger the fraction. Now, let's see, maybe you may be asked, what is the value of the digit 4 in any of number? What is the value of digit 4 in any of the number? Not only the digits, or not only the 4 or any number. For example, you have 262.010 or 012. I don't have problem when it comes to 262 because obvious, not even any student who don't know that this one's tens, and then this is 1,000, and goes that way. But when problem comes, when it comes to you ask the value of 0 onwards after the decimal places here, you know that this is tenth. Why do it start from 10 and here start from ones? Why? Because after decimal means what? 0 is divided by 10. That is why you put after one decimal places. That's why it's called tenth. A tenth of 10. That is, then from there 1 become 100. Meaning what? It is 1 over 100. And then 2 become 1,000. Why? Because this decimal show the number is divided by the by 1,000. Because after decimal we have 1, 2, 3 digits. That's why we are dividing it by 1,000 and call it 1,000 when you ask the value of that. Therefore, if you have to get the value of 1, you only have to do one thing. You take 1 multiplied by 0.10, which become 0.1, or rather 1 times 1 over 10, which become 1 over 10, which is 0.1. From there, let's go to the next thing that I want to look. Now remember now, when you want to know mathematics, you have to start from a small value or simple mathematics that you know you can do. Not the large. Don't even worry whether the mathematics you know it, whether you don't know it, you don't have to worry. Start from the simplest mathematics. Even if it comes that is 2 plus 2, don't worry, you know. But whether you get the answer. Start from 2 plus 2, then from there go to 2, 3, add, then go to 2, 3, 23 plus 14, and you develop yourself mathematics. In your study of mathematics, you can you get yourself to in a mathematics exam, and you're asked to convert meters into centimeters, or centimeters to meters, kilometers to hectares. And I want you to see this one thing here, that maybe you are told to change meter to centimeter. I only want you to know this way, that 100 centimeter equals to 1 meter, and then 1,000 meters equals to 1 kilometers. Therefore, there is a song that we sing that monkey can drive motor car downhill kilometers. When you are changing meters to centimeter, you only multiply by 10. Coming down here, you multiply by 10. But when you are changing centimeter to meter, you divide by 10. When you are getting a value above, you divide by 10. When you're getting a value downward, you multiply by 10. Applying the formula, monkey can drive motor car downhill kilometers. This is meters, centimeters, decimeters, meters, decameters, and then hectometers and kilometers. From there, you get a question like maybe as can get question as how many half liters bottle will fill the bottles, like maybe you get a bottle, you have such a bottle, let's say you have such a diagram here. Then you are asked, this bottle is of 1 liter. Then you have here a small container that is of 50 milliliter. You are asked, how many bottles will fill here? How many bottles will fill this container of 1 liter? You just think very simple thing. You change 1 liter to be milliliter. That is multiplying 1000 milliliter multiplied by 1, which is shall give you 1000 milliliter. Getting 1000 milliliter, you divide by 50. This for the small container. When you divide that way by 5 by 5. I know you can calculate fast, therefore you have to finish this for me. And then by the answer you shall get, maybe you get the answer for 20. This is the number of container that can fill the big container there. Now, when you are maybe asked to get the addition or subtraction of fraction, you only have to do one simple thing. Get the LCM of that number, and after getting the LCM, that is when you shall add the number of that. For example, maybe you are given a number like 8 over 11 minus 3 over 11. You only have to get the LCM of the denominator. Obviously, I'm very sure that you can see this. The denominator here is already 11. This one here, the number below is what you are calling denominator, and this is denominator. Therefore, LCM is the denominator is 11. Get the LCM of these two numbers. 11 divided by 11. That obvious, you know the answer is 1. Multiplied by 8 to become 8. You subtract. Do the same here, which gives you 11 divided by 3, 1 times 3 to become 3, which answers give you 5 over 11. That is what you do, regardless of which formula, which sign is here. Maybe it's a subtraction or addition. Then, from there, let's go to another thing that we call as a volume. So, when I'm speaking about volume, this is a common question that is given to every student from class 5. You continue up one there. You shall get this question of volume together with area and surface area, all of those. But now I want to start with volume. The volume is a quantity of matter. Quantity of matter. Volume is the space occupied. Space occupied by a substance. Obvious, you'll get a box. You'll get a question with a box like this. And then you're asked the volume of this box. I have a box like this. That's why you say mathematics is a subject of instruction. You only have to be instructed. Like maybe your parents, your mother or your father can tell you, just give me that shoe. That's an instruction. When you pass this, when you got this, yeah, he gives you an instruction of some ways to do. You follow those instructions and you get yourself into a peaceful place. Therefore, you have to follow instruction in mathematics. It is a matter long following simple instruction. I know you know such a box. You have ever seen such a box wherever you are. This is a kind of box that you get in mathematics. It is not something gotten from anywhere else. It is things that you have always. I know you have such a box at home. This is what you shall get immediately on the mathematics. Because if you compare this box, it is the same as the one drawn there. Exactly the same. Therefore, When you ask the volume, you can see the volume of this box. We have said that volume is a space occupied by a substance. For example, this space occupied by this box here, there is such inside this box. The space that is occupied by this box, it is what you are trying to get the volume of this box. The space occupied, if you can see. The side have occupied the length of this side. It have also occupied the length of this side and the length, width, that is, this side, and this side. That is why the volume of a cuboid become length times width times height, because it covers the whole shape, this side, and this side. And therefore from there, we get the formula of getting the volume of such a cuboid, whereby volume become length times width times height, whereby this is the length, this is the height, and then this is the width. You get the volume of such a box. We use the formula because whatever put inside here must follow this side and get all corners of that container. From there, we got what we call perimeters. When you are looking at something called perimeters, I want you maybe to see the route of your home, the shape of whether your house or your home is of whichever shape. You go around that house. You can mark a point where you start. You go around that house and you come to finish where you are. When you come to finish where you are, therefore you have gone the route of that house from this point to this point to this point to this point until where you started. And that is the perimeter. That is where we add the distance, that is length, and then width, the other length, and then width. You have covered this distance, and this distance, and this distance, and then this. That is what we call perimeter, adding the distance you have covered. For example, if somebody is told to pass through this one, obviously must cover this, that is the length, this one, and then this one, and this one. If you keep this one, and you tell a person to go around, he has to start somewhere here, go this way, go this way, go this way, go this way. And then add this length, plus this, plus this, plus this. And then you get the perimeter of that. That is where we generated the formula of perimeter, adding on side, whether it's rectangle or it is square. That is what we get, how we get the volume. And then from there, you may be asked too, what is circumference? Let's now go to the circumference. So, when you ask to get the circumference of a circle, obvious, circumference is going around that thing. For example, you have such a circle here, that is a circle. You can start a point here, you get this circle here. And you know in your home, there is any circular thing that is in your home. Maybe a wheel of a bicycle, and maybe anything that is round at your home. There is such a round thing in your home. Now, getting the circumference is going around that thing, going around that circle. Now, we know that circumference is the perimeter of a circle. Perimeter of a circle. Now, we have said that perimeter of a cuboid, it is going around that rectangle or square. Now, the same thing to a circle. Getting the perimeter of that round or length of that circle, that is when we use the word circumference. And the formula is pi d, which is 22/7 multiplied by diameter. Diameter is from this point to the other side. That is cutting that circle into two. And then there is what you call radius, half of that diameter. Why did they use the formula 22/7? Simple. If you can get distance from here to here, that is the radius. This can go 3 times at 1/7 of that radius. For example, let's say radius here is 7 centimeter. From this point to this, add 7 centimeter up there. Add another 7 centimeter up there. Add another 7 centimeter up to there. These are 3, 7. That is 3 radius. 1, 2, 3. The distance remaining here is 1/3 of radius. That is where we generated the formula 22/7 times diameter. That is true. 22 divided by 7, it shall be 3 because of 21. 22 minus 1, faster is become, that one will become to remain 1. Therefore, it will be 7, 1/3. This 1/3 is what is generating here. Simple as that. That's why I use that formula. From there, let's get the maybe what you asked about the volume of a cylinder. Now, let's look the area. When I'm speaking about the area of a substance is maybe the space occupied by that thing. The space it's occupied. For example, I have this paper here. When it is on this table, if there is a space it has already occupied. If I can draw well on this table here, there is this space it has occupied from this corner until this face, and then at this level and this level. My paper, this my paper here, have covered this area. That is, therefore, that's we are going to, when you're talking about area, we are seeing the space it has occupied. This space here it has occupied. Obviously, this side and then is this side. That is why we say area of a rectangle. That is the rectangle here. Take this as shape to here. It is what the exact thing. Length, width. Area become length times width. Length times width. When it become to square, it becomes side by side. Why are we saying side by side? It is because this side of a square is the same as that side. This side is the same as that as this side. Therefore, when talking about the area of a square, we say side multiplied by this side because it's the same. And the reason we say length times width is because this side is longer than the width of it. That is why we have to use the side by side when it comes to square and length by width when it comes to rectangle. Then, coming from there, you get some shape like this. If you can watch this paper well, maybe you'll be asked to get the area of the unshaded place. You get such a diagram, well drawn in your book, whereby you are asked to get the area of unshaded. This is very simple because you are given the length of it. For example, if you take such a thing here, you can draw it well as you are told in the book. And it is drawn in your book. Now, these are shaded points. And from there, we have 30 and 15. Simple, just length times width, which is 30 times 15, which become, can you multiply very fast and tell me 3 times 15? That's become 45 and 450 centimeter. That is it when it comes to area. Now, let's see the area of a trapezium. Obviously, you must get such a diagram here. That is the trapezium. This become, maybe let's say it's 20 centimeter, here 40 centimeter, and then this might be 10 centimeter, and that is the diagram you are drawn in your paper, and you want to know the length. You just add this side and this, which become 20 plus 40, and then times 2, then times height, and that you get the formula, the area of that trapezium. Then from there, let's go to getting the surface area. After getting the area, let's see the surface area. the surface area. For example, you get a cylinder, surface area of a cylinder. These are very common questions in K.C.P.E and even in your exam. I know you can bear witness with me. And then when you're getting the surface area, for example, the box drawn here, it is like this box. This, I know every one of you have seen such a box, and even at your home, there are such a box. So it is something that you have been using daily and daily and daily, but you don't have to get imagination. Therefore, you have to take this imagination of this box, given in your exam. It is taken the way it is and then drawn in your box there. Therefore, when you're asked to get the surface area, you'll be in a temptation to see either closed or open cylinder. Therefore, here maybe you are given a height of 32 centimeter, and then round the figure, you are given a 28 centimeter as diameter. Therefore, for example, whoever made this box, he looked the area of the box and then the surface area of the container, so that he made the box of what he wants to put inside there. The same thing you are asked here is what you shall do when you grow up. Maybe you'll be a manager somewhere. How shall you plan to make your products like this? Therefore, you have to know mathematics as your daily life and continue working on it. Therefore, the surface area of such a box is you get the area of this top there, the top there. There is a circle there, a box that is there. This is what I'm going to, the box that I'm going to open here. You see, this is the box I'm talking about. Above there, this one here is going to get the area of it. You get the area of that. And because it is a circle, you use the formula pi r squared. After using the area pi r squared, for example, you have seen diameter is 28. You take 22 over 7 times. Radius is half of diameter, which become 14 times 14. Remember, square means you multiply that number 2 times. 7 by 7, 2. Multiply this and give me the answer there. After that, you get after opening this box, the top area there is this circular thing of that container that is there, the circular there. Therefore, the circular area there, what I'm telling you, the circular here, you get the circumference of it, that is going around, maybe from here, you go around that figure, that is circumference, become pi d, you multiply, the box is from here up to here, down, which become 22 over 7 times. Let's say our rank is 32. Give me the answer there. From there, there is on this downward side there is another circular thing that is there. That circular there, now you go right up there. The area of that side, this area here, which become pi r squared, which is 22 over 7, you multiply by 14 times 14. Give me the answer there. Because this and this side is the same, that's why I use the 14 and 14. Therefore, I know maybe here if you got 30 and here 30 and here 30, add all of them to get something like 90 centimeter. You don't have to, because it is area, you don't have to read it this way. You put a squared there. And that is why you get some students are so tricked when they see something like centimeter and then centimeter squared and then centimeter cubic. In surface area, it must be squared. In volume, cubic. In perimeter, centimeter only. Then, from there, let's go to another diagram that you may get concerning this equation that you may get something like this. Now we are looking at the question that always come to exam, especially when it comes to K.C.P.E. Maybe I asked to get the area of the shaded area, the area of the shaded part of this container. For example, here is from here is 20 centimeter, and then 14 centimeter. You are asked to get the area of shaded point. Remember what we said there earlier, that the area of a circle is pi r squared. This from here is a half of a circle, because if you have such a circle, cut it by 2, you have a diagram like this. And this half of a circle is what you are having here. It is what you are drawn here. Therefore, use pi r squared divided by 2. Then from there, this is a circle. Area of a triangle, this, we say is a half times height times base. Here you have a height which is 14 and base which is 20. By applying this formula and this one here, you get the area of the shaded parts. For example, if you use 22 over 7, let's say radius is 7 times 7 divided by 2. 1177, and then after multiplying a half times 20 times 14, maybe you get something like 50. Add the 2 and then you get the area of the shaded. When you come to volume, you get a volume of a container, maybe such a box, and you get such a question as how many liters of water would the tank below hold when full of water? Such a box, and when at your home, there's such a grass. This is exactly the grass. If you can compare the grass, it is exactly the same. So this is what you use at your home. Now you are asked, how many liters of water will the tank below hold when full of water? If you put the water there, just as you do when you are maybe taking water, the water has taken the downside of the grass and upward there until here, up. So when you're asking the volume or the amount of water, you get the volume of that grass. Obvious, it has started from there and then go upward there until there. Therefore, we get the area of this side, pi r squared, times this height where the water has covered. You have seen exactly what you have seen. Now, this is what we call the volume, and this is the volume of getting the formula of getting the volume of that container, which is pi r squared times height. If you see that the volume is maybe 210 centimeter cubic, you take this to be a liter, whereby 1000 centimeter cubic equals to 1 liter. Therefore, if 210, you change to liters. You say if 1000 equals to 1 liter, what about 210? And then you divide 210 divided by 1000, and then you get it is 0.21 liters, and that is what this water, full of it there, it has in that glass. Then from there, I want us to see something very simple that is always there disturbing many students, what we call algebra. In algebra, I want you to know this thing, that we only talk of unlike and like terms. That is why you can see like this is a bean and this is a stone. There's no way that bean can be the same as this stone. That is why x cannot be y. Therefore, when you're adding x plus x, it becomes 2x. But when you are asked to add y plus x, this y can't be x. That is true. These beans can't be this stone. These are two things which are very different. Therefore, you have to say x plus y, it is y plus x. Simple. This bean plus this stone, it is a bean and a stone. That's why like terms and like terms. Therefore, you have to add unlike terms together and like terms together. From there, let's go to another question. Before we go far, there is a question that always you must be asked, of which shape can be made by this diagram there. If you can see this, I want you to see here. such a box. If you get such a shape in your paper, know that when you combine that paper, it shall give you a something like this. Therefore, you have to watch the shape well. The only place that always confuses people is that edge. If you look at that edge, know that this side here is the one that is covering this area there, and the other one here is the one that is covering this area there. And you can see the kind of box that is made when you are looking for such diagram. Now, let's go to another very crucial questions that always come. And of course, there's a question of speed. Speed is a very crucial. When it comes to speed, it's very crucial in your exam. And I want you to do this question on speed in your home. Maybe you are sent somewhere. Can you make sure that you have a clock? Note the time you have come out of a house. Run and come back. Get the time you have used. And then try to estimate the distance you have covered. And come and try to do this. Speed, you take the distance you have covered and the time you have used. Therefore, you divide the distance by the time, and of course you shall get the speed you have used. Simple as this. This is the formula of the speed. Simple as this. In speed, there's a very special question that maybe you are asked that the wheel, which is of diameter, radius 7 centimeter, covers a distance of 210 centimeters. How many laps did it make? Obvious, you have to get the circumference of this, then divide by this. You get how many times have it revolutes. You get the circumference, as we said, the area that pi b, then you divide by 210, which is 22 over 7 times diameter. Remember, I said that diameter is twice radius, and our radius is 7. Now it becomes 14. By 7, 1, by 7, 2. 22 times 2, that is 44. To get how many revolutions it has taken in this distance, you take 210 centimeter divide by 44, which is circumference of this circle, and then can you answer there? From speed, we are talking about surface area. But before we move out of a surface area, let's see the surface area of such a container here. Such a container, it is closed and it can be open. So when you get such a container in your exam, get the surface area of this container when it is closed and when it is open. Closed is when you see this diagram, you include the top there. But when it is open, is you do it when there is no the top there. Therefore, you get this thing we said. This side there, get the area of this side together with the side that is on the other side, the same as this, area of this, and then area of this, area of top and the area of the bottom there. That is when you are getting the closed. And when you are getting the surface area of it when it is open, you eliminate the area of the top there because there is nothing there. In surface area, we are getting the area of the surfaces it has. This area, you can see this is a rectangle, length times length. These are square side by side. The same side as the other one, this side and the other one, bottom and top. Now, from there, we shall get a question like this. I want to tackle this question. And you ask, what is the volume of the solid below from which a groove has been carved at? Now you can see that is 3 centimeter, and then this is 9 centimeter, and it is a right angled shape, 12 centimeter, and then from there we have 8 centimeter, and here is 7 centimeter. Now, what is the volume of the solid below from which a groove has been carved at? Now, you can see this different shape, like this one there. You have to get the volume of it and then subtract this groove that is there. Volume as in how? The volume we said is a length times width times height. Try to imagine that this box is as whole as it is. From there, divide by 2 to get the volume of this shape here. Then subtract the groove there. Whereby we say the length is 12. Width, we have said, is 9 centimeter. And the height is 8. When you multiply this by this by this, the answer can you multiply, and maybe you can get an answer like 256. Then from there, divide by 2 to get 128. After getting 128, subtract this groove there. The volume of the groove, we say is pi d times height. And the pi d is 22/7 times diameter is from here to here, which is 7, multiplied by height from here to here, which is 3 centimeter. By 7, this 22 times 3 becomes 66. 66 you subtract from 128. 128 you subtract 66. And this one becomes the volume of that groove, the way it is. In your exam, I'm very sure that you may get such another diagram here. The diagram which is here. I don't know if you have ever seen such a shape in your life. Such a shape in your life, maybe. Some designs of a window are like this, some designs of a table, some design of a house are always like this, and therefore you have to do that. The mathematics you are doing here are there in life. Therefore you have to improve on your imagination, that whatever you are seeing in books, it is there in life, and therefore it is something that you shall be seeing daily. Now this one becomes simple because it is what we have been saying. You get, you ask that what is the area of the figure below? The area, get first the area of this curved edge side here. And this is a semi-circle, a half of a circle. Being a half of a circle, use the formula we said of area of a circle, which is pi r squared. And here, because it is a half, you divide by 2, which become 22/7 multiplied by radius, which is 14 divided by 2, 7 times 7. Get the area of here. This one shall give you the area of here. Do the same, there down, 22/7 times 7 times 7. This one shall give you the area of this figure there. After this, you go to this. From there, go to this figure here. This is a right angle, whereby we say the area of a triangle is a half times base times height. A half times base times height. Whereby we have our base is 6, our height. You use Pythagoras theorem to get this height here. You say a squared plus b squared equals to c squared. Using that formula, a squared plus b squared equals to c squared, you shall be able to get this height. So that we use this height in getting the area of this triangle. Because the formula of getting the area of this triangle is a half times base times height. And we don't have the height, we only have the length side and the base, but we don't have the height. Therefore, a squared represents 6. B represents height there, and then C represent that horizontal area. Then we have C, which is 10. C squared is 36 plus B squared equals 10 squared is 100. Subtract this from this. When this goes this side, it becomes a subtraction of 36, which becomes 64. 64. When you get 64, therefore you shall have b squared equals to 64. Get the square root and the square root, whereby this one become b and then 8. Square root of 64 become 8. Having done that, therefore you have a height, a half times base, which is 6, and a height, which is 8. Just multiply and become 24. This one side become 24, and because this shape and shape is the same, you put 24 there. Add area of here, here, and here, and then you shall have this the area of the whole figure. The following is a diagram that is made of a length of is made of a wire. Then you are told to calculate the total length of this wire. 18 centimeter, maybe 10 centimeter, and here maybe 6 centimeter. You are told to get the length of this wire. Simple. You start from there. The wire started from there. It was made that way, this way. Then it covered that area. That side the same, and on the other side, the other side, and the other side. So when you open this wire, it shall be from this point. You open all of it. It shall be a length of wire, such a length. When you are told to get the distance of this wire, start from here. Get this length, add this length, add this length, add this length, and those lengths. And on the other side, which you are not seeing. Therefore, you have to have the length of that wire on all sides of that figure. And then, having so far, you have to tackle a lot of questions when you are coming to get to be able to tackle the questions right and better. That is why then, such a diagram, you will witness such a diagram whereby you have to get the volume of this container, which we say by being multiplied by height divided by 2, because it is a half of that cylinder. Then from there you get another diagram like this one there, which you are asked to get what is the perimeter of the figure. You get the perimeter, circumference of here, then circumference of here, and then divided by 2, because circumference we say is pi d, and because it's a half a circle, divided by 2 to get this one there, also this one divided by 2, and then add this side and this place. Now, having reached there, I would like us to see maybe how to study mathematics at home. Maybe you don't know how to study mathematics at home, and that is what I want to show you. And from there also, I would like to give you some points on how to improve your primary mathematics grade, and of course improve on that grade to be a successful student when it comes to mathematics. On how to study mathematics at home, this includes homework and on your private studies. And of course, number one is looking a quiet place. You have to study mathematics in a quiet place. I do believe that there are some students who have a habit of doing mathematics when they are listening to music. Yes, some people write it and see it as a good thing. Therefore, you have to differentiate this. When you are reading a question, listening to music, it takes a lot of time to understand. You can read 3 times and 2 times. But when you're studying it on a private room, no noise, no mistake, no noise, no disturbance, that is when you hear that you are reading the question already once. Make sure that you have everything you need. This avoid disturbance of maybe I want to take this, I want a ruler, I don't have, I want a calculator, I don't have, then you keep going away. You forget what you want to do. Therefore, you have to have whatever you have, whatever you need in doing that mathematics. Some people have a problem of losing hope. Losing control of their mind go away when they are doing that mathematics. If you try to lose hope, look at that math paper and maybe you can say that I need this work to be finished. Therefore, you will focus your mind, you will bring your mind together and make sure that you're not losing away. Look at that paper and say that I want this paper to be finished, I want this work to be finished, to be complete, and therefore your mind will come back. Read a bit of that topic before doing that homework. Whatever you are taught at home, just read a bit of it, revise it a bit before you tackle that homework. It shall assist you a lot, and therefore to remind you what you did, and that assist you on doing that work. If it becomes hard, skip and retry it after some times. If the question you are doing is hard for you, please skip that question and do it after some times. And do it after sometimes maybe your mind should be better. And therefore, don't make your mind so tired. When you feel that your mind are not thinking, try to do something else. Maybe you can move and then come back. Now, if you are in primary mathematics and maybe you have been disturbed of you want your grade to come up and you want your grade to upgrade, therefore you have to do this. Start from the simplest mathematics. Some people say that I cannot do mathematics. Some people say that I cannot do mathematics, or it has taken years and not yet, I have not yet done, known mathematics. Well, whoever was not born knowing. Start from the simplest mathematics. As I told you earlier, maybe you can start by 2 plus 2. Make sure that you know this, 2 plus 2. From there, you can start by 2 times 2. Make sure that you know this completely and it shall never come out of your head. Therefore, after knowing the simplest mathematics, by 6th year, you should be knowing multiplication table. This is the key word. Multiplication table is a key in all mathematics. And before you tackle the question, make sure that you know what is asking you. Because all mathematics are based on logistic. That is addition, subtraction, division, and subtraction. Make sure that you know those 4 formulas. And before you tackle the question, make sure that you know what is that question asking you. Start the multiplication table. That's what I'm telling you. By the year in primary, by the 6th year in your primary, you should have known the multiplication table. Never say defeat. Never say that you don't know a mathematics. No, students you cannot say that you failed because you don't know. Keep on working, and of course you shall know that mathematics. Work together with teachers, friends, and parents, and then be active. Understand and memorize. Understand what the teacher is saying and memorize on that. Memorizing can include imagining from outside that's what we are saying. When you are not such a box, imagine a whole box. Using it at home, that is where you shall be able to do it. When you are told a distance, imagine yourself running for that distance. And of course, memorize. When sleeping somewhere, memorize what you are taught. That is understanding and memorize. Never allow a teacher to go out of class before you have understood what is that teacher saying. What was teacher meaning. If you don't, you can follow him. Ask a lot of questions and of course a lot of answers. You can ask your friends a lot of answers, a lot of questions, and of course you can answer a lot of questions, whether you know, whether you don't know. Keep trying at your mathematics, and you shall understand those mathematics better. Then you have to do a lot of practice and practice daily and additional questions at home. You have to have those additional questions daily and daily and daily. And for that matter, I wish you a good luck in your mathematics, as and I know that it has assisted you, and of course you have to improve in your mathematics. Upgrading your mathematics is my concern. Knowing mathematics is my concern. Therefore, you have to keep working hard.